This comic book could be worth $2,500 to you. No, it won't. I think after 45 years we can... That. Savage She-Hulk, number 8, 1980, man. Pivotal comic book in my career as a comic book essayist and budding podcast. This is my first podcast appearance on this channel where I actually appear. Normally I do audio essays. I do wraparounds on the Spotify and the Apple Podcast versions, but I haven't been promoting them because I'm still testing this out. But just want to give you, my next upcoming article for this site is going to be an essay on Savage She-Hulk number 8. It's nostalgic to me because it was a comic book that really, really grabbed me. I started becoming a regular comic book buyer as a kid back around 1981, but I had been reading comic books for good, I'm not reading, but being gifted them or reading them in the barbershop or whatever. And on one rainy day, 1980 in the summer, I ended up going to the Jersey Shore and it was rainy, so Mom bought me a comic book and it was Savage She-Hulk number 8, and I believe I picked it. I don't think she picked it out for me. The cover was awesome. I mean, it was, first of all, I just want to say, completely different world back then. I had no idea there was a She-Hulk. All I knew, if you weren't a character on a TV show, I didn't know who you were. Daredevil, just a sidebar, Daredevil I discovered through a Marvel team-up, like maybe 77, 78, and I remember seeing him on the old Marvel Comics lunchbox, which kind of planted the seeds to pick up Daredevil issues later on in life, which is a decision I certainly don't regret. But just speeding through this, Savage She-Hulk, when she fought the, well, again, I said I had no idea there was a She-Hulk, never heard of the character, and the cover kind of, I didn't know who Man-Thing was, and I figured he was a bad guy. Kind of like the Glob, although I didn't know who the Glob was at that time, the Hulk villain. Reading the comic, man, the comic had a lot of cool action, man. It was a really cool book with a lot of cool fight scenes. And what made it really cool was Man-Thing turned out to be more like Swamp Thing, Swamp Creature, Bog Beast, the Heap and all that fun stuff. It was interesting because he's not a bad guy. He's a superhero, and it's kind of, anti-hero, monster, whatever. And you have this face-off with the She-Hulk, and it's classic stuff, and it just was atypical to what you'd expect if you were somebody who was a kid and mostly knew comic books through the cartoons, which quite honestly is where the vast majority of kids knew superheroes. They weren't, what was Spider-Man circulation? 300,000, how many people watch, or kids or adults or whomever watch the Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man's Amazing Friends or the 1967 Spider-Man cartoon? Millions and millions and millions of people. But Savage She-Hulk, we're going to delve into that in the next audio essay. I'm going to reread it for the first time and probably since 45 years. So we'll get back to that. And you can check out some of the links I put in the description here. I did a essay for comic book historians on Man-Thing's first guest appearances, the Hypest book back in the 70s. You can check that out. And I think I might actually, if I have some time, I might go back and read the first 12 issues of She-Hulk just to check them out. But again, I got, time's a little limited, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, look for that essay coming soon, and also look for my science fiction book, my new science fiction book that will be out, prose book, not a comic book, which will be out June 7th. So I'll keep you posted.